you pay close attention, that stained glass window you look at every week, at least if you're sitting up here in the front, and there's Martha bending over to put the plates in front of Jesus. The look on her face is kind of melancholy. And then you have Mary down here sitting at the feet of Jesus, very content. Now that's there. We only get that reading every third year, but they thought to put that stained glass window in front of the church because it's an important point about the spiritual life, okay? Is it about being a Martha or about being a Mary? During the yesterday we had volunteers down at Weston Park passing out bathing suits for the kids and towels. They go like hotcakes. You can't believe what it's like. Can't believe what it's like. Early in the week we had kids out at the soup kitchen working their tails off. During the week we had people bringing communion to the sick. I mean, it's a beehive of activity, people doing things right here. At the same time, up at St. Gabriel's Monastery up in Clark's Green, I guess it is, you will have nuns who you will never see. All they do basically is pray all day long. They're the Marys of the world. First group, the kids volunteering, the people giving out the bed. They're the Marthas of the world. Those people up at St. Gabriel's Monastery, they make the bread that we're going to have for communion today and every other day. Other than that, they do nothing but pray. And when you present that to young kids, would you want to live that kind of life? They say, that's a waste of a life. What a waste of a life. Do nothing but pray all day. I want to go out and help the poor, the needy, the sick. Well, the answer is both. If you said to the nuns up at St. Gabriel's Monastery that we need your help down at the soup kitchen someday, they would come. They would, but not for long. Not for long. And for a crisis, they would. That's not their call. And if I said, do you want to go on a weekend retreat? You'd probably say, I can make it work. I'll go for a weekend. But I have a job and kids to raise and a wife and a husband, whatever. There are two separate calls. Two separate calls. And it's important for you to determine what is God calling you to be, how to live out your vocation as a baptized person. The kid or the adult who's down at the soup kitchen only doing volunteer work because it makes them feel good or because they have to do community service, that's a volunteer, not a disciple. And there are people down there because they have to be here. They're court ordered. The poor get fed, which is good, but there's got to be a deeper reason for doing it or you'll stop doing it. You need both. The goal of the spiritual life is to find out what God is calling me to be. Once you know what God is calling you to be, everything else falls in place. If you do not do what God is calling you to do and be, everything else falls apart. It's a very simple line, but don't forget it. And remember who those nuns up at the monastery are praying for. Us. And that's not a wasted life. Let us stand, my friends.